I just happened to go to Saudi Arabia and to have worked there for 5 years. And it sort of dawned upon me that here is actually a very important source for what has been happening in the world concerning radicalization of Islam. You do, of course, have Iran as a center for, should we say, radical Islam, radical Shia Islam. But the Iranians, they are very numerous. They don't have that much money compared to the population, so they don't have so much money available for export, to put it simply. Whereas the Saudis, they have billions and billions available for export of their ideology, which is on the Sunni side of Islam. So they had the ideology and they had the opportunity. And thus they became, I would say, a hub of radical Islam.
And what is that ideology called?
The ideology is called by Westerners, by us, it's called Wahhabism. The Saudis don't accept that word because their ideology says that you cannot name anything after a person. Everything should be named after God or should be in the name of God.
So who was Mr. Wahhabi?
There was Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, which is his full name, who actually founded this, should we say, very militant ideology, very violent ideology. And since he was called Abdul Wahhab, we use the word Wahhabism to describe it.
Wahhabism is something that you feel is, and you've written extensively about, the seedbed to this militant form of Islam, isn't it? It's an ideology that's regressive, militant, very violent. Why are those ideas still being pushed? And why hasn't moderate Islam risen up and said, no, absolutely not, this is not what we're about?
That's a very good question, and you're very right to put that question, because one should think that in modern times the moderate side would win. That's sort of how society develops. But we have here, as I mentioned before, we have those billions of dollars. We have a very militant ideology. We have translations of the Quran, which are also very militant. The Quran can be translated in any way you like, and you can put in parentheses, you can put in footnotes explaining the meaning of the various words, also explaining away the more peaceful parts, the more peaceful verses, and pushing the more militant verses.